My relationship with Allah is a work in progress, something that I'm working on. It's a day-to-day thing. I mean, consistency is very hard to do.
Still a lot of things that I need to work on, but I am actively looking out for knowledge. I'm actively looking out for people that will bring me closer to Him.
I'm completely in love with Allah. My relationship with Allah is one, I hope, of forgiveness, one of gratitude from my part, one of love and resilience. My relationship with Allah is like no other relationship.
My relationship with Allah is simple and complicated. Simple because I think as a Muslim you know what you should do. You know what you have to do, and you know what you should do. You know how to behave, or you know how you should behave. But the complexity is doing that as a human being.
I would describe it as very uncertain. I don't know whether it's going to accept my prayers because of how I used to treat the religion.
I just feel so touched that, the same creator that made like the mountains, the same creator that made the vast oceans, is the same creator that would think of me.
So I converted to Islam because of love. 2003 I met my wife. Yeah, I found her a very good listening person. We connected, and she has a beautiful heart, and she's very well known for that, for colleagues and family. I was convinced. There was no doubt. We wanted to be together, definitely, and I have to convert. The good things, we managed to make it happen. To be more peaceful since I've been converted, yes. Compared to wherever I was before, yes, I am a Muslim now. I've been impressed by the way of the Muslim community, very respectful, and I like to be a part of this.
I had a network that was deep. I lived through a time where Islamophobia was on everybody's lips. There was difficulty in practicing your religion because you would walk down the street in hijab and someone would take it off. Having an ummah, a community where I know that my struggles are not just my own, but they are communal, is invaluable. Being raised in the UK, I had a double-edged sword of not quite knowing who I was and having questions about why can't I do that when all my friends can. So the cultural values that I grew up with were that I was sacred, I was precious, and I wasn't to be shown or put out there in any way. Whereas the cultural environment in the UK was very different. It was almost the opposite. I wanted to be a feminist, not understanding fully what that word meant. I thought being a feminist was putting yourself on show and showing everybody, showing the world what you've got. It's very different now. Being a feminist means being able to do whatever you want and being able to choose the path that you choose and holding firm to it, and there is no compromise. I don't need to justify my actions to anybody else. I don't need to make anybody around me understand my body is my body. It's not to be seen or touched or dealt with in any way outside of my comfort zone, and my comfort zone is my relationship with Allah.
Obviously remembrance of Allah and the guidance that is a blessing from Allah. Giving back to the community obviously is very important for everyone in, again, whatever little way they can. The Quran provides practical examples of that. It's actually rewarding on you to give. Allah knows best. Our role is to give.
Alhamdulillah, we have a roof over our head, food on our table, and clothes on our back. We get financial aid for our daughters where they need it, and definitely, yes, Allah still gives me sustenance. We do have a child that is on the spectrum that we're taking care of. That is basically the whole reason why I left. When I first knew he had autism, I was very angry. It's not easy to come to the acceptance because one, he was born so perfect. We waited 10 years for him. I mean, I asked, why me? Why not someone else? Why me? In all honesty, I was very mad at Allah for giving this to me. It was unsuspected, basically. I mean, we didn't expect this at all. It was not in our cards. We thought, he's just going to be perfect, normal. On top of that, on my birthday, he has hereditary hearing loss. It was just like double whammy, like he's autistic and he has hearing loss. I mean, why me? Why us? I've come to accept it. This is something I cannot change. So I take it from Allah that this is given to me, then I'll take it as is and I move forward. And every day it gets easier. After every hardship there's ease. Inna ma'al usri yusra. That even in difficulty there is ease. And after every difficulty there is ease.
Verily, with hardship comes ease. 先苦后甜, which means first bitter, then sweet. Yeah, that verse means a lot to me because it helped me to love the people that I love. Yeah, I hold on to this verse because I think that the people that I love are worth the struggle. My mother is Indonesian Muslim and my father is Chinese Christian. I used to go to Sunday school in the morning and then I would go to madrasah in the afternoon. So it started when I was 6 right until I was 12. And I eventually told my mom that I chose to be a Christian when I was 12. A year ago, I was going through something very difficult. Yeah, so when that difficult time for me came, my first instinct was to pray. But I did not own a telekung at that time. So I went to school as per normal with that thought at the back of my head, and I actually bumped into one of my Muslim friends. The very first thing that I said to her was, "Do you have a telekung that I can borrow because I want to pray?" And she looked at me and she was like, "Wait, what's going on? Aren't you Christian?" And then I was like, "Yeah, but I don't know, I just want to learn." And she was just like, "MashaAllah," and then we both looked at each other and we started crying in the middle of school. Whenever I needed something, I feel like Allah has always given it to me and provided for me. So a piece of advice that I would like to give to someone who is considering converting to Islam is what my Imam told me when I was considering converting to Islam. He told me that if my true intentions was to find the truth, I will find it. And at the end of the day, if Islam does not work out for me, it is my decision to leave. And I felt that that was such an empowering thing to be told, especially since you are literally uprooting your entire life to enter a new faith and in a way to change your life in almost every aspect. I brought up to Allah that how am I going to tell my dad? I just told myself, it's okay, problem for another day, Yeah. And then I walked out to the kitchen and then my dad dropped the question. He was like, "Sophia, did you convert to Islam?" Like right after the prayer, and then I was like, what? Like, no way. He started to ask a lot of questions and he gave me his honesty and he said that he is broken, but I am his daughter and he still loves me. Yeah.
There's this quote where it says, "Verily with every hardship comes ease." And there was this ustad that actually said, a lot of people think that you need to face the hardship first and then the ease will come. But in actual fact, is that in that hardship that Allah put you in, there is ease. There is ease that you cannot see or that you choose not to see. Because maybe He put you in that hardship to ease you from certain affairs. The ease comes with the hardship. And that was when I realized that when I do a whole lot of reflection of the relationships, the friendships, the things that I put myself through, it's all by choice. And a lot of time, He tried to get me out of it, but I asked Him, why are you getting me out of it? Make it easier for me to stay in this relationship. Make it easier for me to stay in this job. Why are you making it very hard for me? But that was when I realized that it's not hardship, it's an ease. He made it so difficult for me to be in that relationship, to be in that work, to be in that friendship, so that it'd be easy for me to separate myself from them, to be closer to Him and to find the real reason. The struggle between climbing corporate ladder and also faith, I would say, I think as a woman, it feels even stronger. Because a lot of people think that women are to be carried a certain way. You know, men are the provider and women are supposed to be at home because different character, different roles. I would say that every time when I try to be at the top, when I try to build my career, when I try to be somebody, I always remind myself that in the end of the day, I am doing this for my children, which is an amanah from Allah. And I'm not doing this because I crave for dunya, but I'm doing this because He blessed me with this opportunity to have it on my table, to mark as an example, to serve the community. So climbing that corporate ladder is not just for having my name up there, but it's for a bigger purpose. Yeah. If one day my daughter were to say that, wow, Ibu, you did that. It's a whole level of having people telling me that, wow, Nana actually made it up there. That weight that comes from my own daughter in the future, inshallah, will weigh so much more. Yeah, so that's how I see that corporate ladder, is that I think in everything that you do, in your work, when you're climbing for success, that niyat that you plant in your heart on why you're doing this, on why you want to be successful, it has to be aligned with your faith. The kind of role model that I choose to be for my children, that I hope I get to leave behind, is that in terms when they think of themselves as a Muslim, as a person, they think of their mother, like, oh, how beautiful it is that I got to pray with my mom. How beautiful it is that my mom and my dad prays together. And these are the kind of values that they will carry together when they have their own family. And as they enter adulthood, that they know that Salat is a part of their life. And because children, they follow your action. You can tell them to pray 5 times a day, but if you don't do it, they won't do it. But if they see you constantly doing it and they follow you to do it, naturally as they grow, it becomes a part of them.
Oh, you have to do it because you have to do it. You know, it's your duty as a Muslim, you have to do it. So I didn't really accept the answer. So I kept questioning a lot of things, and hence I just didn't really want to put my faith in something that I really didn't believe in back then. 2013, my grandmother was admitted to the hospital. The doctor was just putting a time stamp on it, it's going to be anytime, start to call your family members in, to just say your final goodbyes. I remember vividly, my relatives, people I didn't even know, just started pouring into that SGH ward and just bawling their tears out. They were using the time to ask for forgiveness from her, but she was in a comatose state. I thought okay, I want to do something. Let's go and pray. So when I was praying back then, I made a promise to Allah that I would fast for 1 whole month, 30 days, if she awakens. When she did come back, I remember making sure that I had to fulfill my promise. Ramadan, I think its meaning to me has evolved over the years. It used to be a period of time where I can go into a calorie deficit and get the body I wanted. Nowadays, it meant family time to me. I will savor every single minute of Ramadan, from sahur all the way to iftar, just with my family, making a lot of prayers, asking for a lot of forgiveness.
Ramadan means slightly more to me, a chance to start over, to do better, to fully immerse myself in it.
You have the whole month to think about and reflect on what you want to do, who you are and your relationship with Allah and where you want it to go.
So it's reminding me of the fact that my endurance is deep and my love is deep and my devotion is deep.
If this were my last Ramadan, I think I would drop everything in this dunya and praying for my family to encounter Islam.
A habit that I would like to start this Ramadan would be to pray on time.
My resolution start to pray more.
So last year my Ramadan resolution was read the Quran. This year what I did was I paid for a class for Khatam Quran.
That's what Ramadan is for me, setting good habits for the rest of the year.